This video is sponsored by Supply Handlers. Every World Cup brings a fresh wave of excitement. New stars, new stories, new names that the whole world is about to discover. But hidden inside the squads of 48 nations this summer are players who were household names just a few years ago and then, for one reason or another, quietly drifted out of the conversation. Players you stopped hearing about, players you forgot were even still playing, and now they're going to the World Cup. These are 11 forgotten footballers you will be seeing at the FIFA World Cup 2026 this summer.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.
Number 11. Sandro, Brazil. Let's start here, because this one genuinely surprised people when the Brazil squad was announced. Sandro is 34 years old. His peak years were at Juventus, where he was widely considered the best left-back in Serie A for a long period. Composed, powerful, technically excellent. But since leaving Juventus, his career drifted. A return to Flamengo, limited game time, reduced prominence. Nobody was talking about him as a World Cup player anymore. And then Brazil called him up. He is in the squad at 34. Back at the biggest tournament on earth with the Seleção. Number 10. Danilo, Brazil. Speaking of Brazilian defenders nobody saw coming, Danilo is also in that squad. Now Danilo left Juventus earlier this season and returned to Flamengo too. At 33, he has been one of those players who seem to drift in and out of relevance at club level. But for Brazil, he has remained a trusted name under the manager, and he makes the World Cup squad. 2 Juventus veterans, both pushing their mid-30s, both going to North America this summer wearing the yellow and green. You could not have predicted that at the start of the season. Number 9. Yerry Mina, Colombia. Now this is a name that will bring back memories. Yerry Mina at the 2018 World Cup in Russia was electric. 3-headed goals in the group stage. A penalty saved in the shootout against England. That celebration. He was everywhere. And then injuries took over. His time at Everton was defined more by time on the treatment table than on the pitch. He left on a free. Dropped into Serie B with Cagliari, who were promoted back to Serie A. And now at 30, he has earned his place back in the Colombia squad for the World Cup. 3 goals in Russia, penalty shootout hero, and he gets another chance. If Mina stays fit this summer, Colombia could be a very difficult team to play against. Number 8. Marko Arnautović, Austria. When you think of Austria's World Cup squad, Marko Arnautović is still somehow in it. The man is 37 years old and currently at Red Star Belgrade. His best football was at West Ham and then Inter Milan, where he earned a move at the age of 34 and still managed to contribute. He has been written off so many times it has almost become a tradition. But there he is, in Austria's final 26-man squad for the 2026 World Cup. He is Austria's all-time top scorer. He knows how to show up on the big stage, and at 37, this is almost certainly his last World Cup. Don't rule out the old man just yet. Number 7. Edin Džeko, Bosnia and Herzegovina. This one is just remarkable. Edin Džeko is 40 years old. 40! He is currently playing his club football at Schalke 04 in Germany, and he's going to the World Cup with Bosnia and Herzegovina. Not only is he going, he is the captain. He is their all-time leading scorer with 73 goals in 148 appearances. Bosnia qualified for this World Cup by beating Italy on penalties in the playoff final, and Džeko was right in the middle of all of it. There is something poetic about watching a player of this age still leading his country at the biggest tournament in the world. Most players his age are retired, doing punditry. Džeko is still running out in a World Cup. That is genuinely incredible. Number 6. Riyad Mahrez, Algeria. There was a time when Riyad Mahrez was one of the best wingers in the Premier League. That Leicester title-winning season in 2016, where he was PFA Players Player of the Year. The move to Manchester City, where he won 4 Premier League titles and a Champions League, and then the Saudi Arabia move to Al Ahly, and almost total silence from a European football perspective. Out of sight, out of mind. But Algeria never stopped calling on him, and he is in the squad for the 2026 World Cup, heading to North America as one of the most experienced players in their group. The flair is still there. The question is whether he can bring it on the biggest stage one more time. Number 5. Axel Witsel, Belgium. Axel Witsel at 37 years old is going to his 4th World Cup. Let that land for a second. 4th, he actually announced his international retirement after Qatar 2022, where Belgium crashed out in the group stage, and then Belgium's new manager Rudy Garcia went and persuaded him to come back. He has been playing his club football at Girona in Spain, and now he is in Belgium's World Cup squad as one of the most experienced heads in that dressing room. He was part of the 2018 squad that finished 3rd in Russia. He was there in Qatar, and now he is here again in 2026. The man simply refuses to be done with international football, and honestly, Belgium are better for it. Number 4. Adrien Rabiot, France. This one is a roller coaster. Adrien Rabiot famously refused to be part of France's standby list for the 2018 World Cup and watched at home as his country lifted the trophy. He then became a regular starter, was excellent at the 2022 World Cup where France reached the final, and then seemed to drift in relevance again. He left Juventus, had a season at Marseille, then moved to AC Milan. And now, he's in France's 2026 World Cup squad alongside Mbappe, Dembele, Cherki, and a squad full of world-class talent. He missed the 2018 trophy. He was in the final in 2022. And now, at 31, he gets one more shot. France have one of the strongest squads at this tournament. If Rabiot can play his best football, this could finally be his World Cup. Number 3. James Rodríguez, Colombia. When James Rodríguez won the Golden Boot at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, he was the most talked about player on the planet. That tournament goal against Uruguay, the sheer artistry. Real Madrid signed him immediately, Bayern Munich took him on loan, and then the decline began. Everton didn't work out. Moves to Al Rayyan, Olympiacos, Rayo Vallecano, Sao Paulo, Leon, and now Minnesota United in MLS. At every step, people wrote him off. At 34, with limited game time at club level and even a hospitalization earlier this year after severe dehydration during a match, the concerns were real. But Colombia's manager kept faith. James is in the squad, he is the captain, and in a group that includes Portugal, he could be facing the moment that defines his final chapter. Nobody writes a story like James Rodríguez. Number 2. Ivan Toney, England. The circumstances around Ivan Toney at this World Cup are fascinating. He is 30 years old, plays his club football for Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia, and has barely featured for England under Thomas Tuchel. He was left out of the squad multiple times. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who scored 14 Premier League goals this season, was left out in his favour. That tells you everything about the specific role Tuchel has in mind for Toney. It is not about starting games, it is about one thing: penalties. Toney's record from the spot is extraordinary, and Tuchel knows that in a World Cup knockout game, the right penalty taker can change everything. He is England's insurance policy, their secret weapon from the bench. And given the history England have with penalty shootouts, having Toney in that dressing room feels like very, very smart planning. Number 1. Jordan Henderson, England, and then there is Jordan Henderson. The story of how he ended up at this World Cup is one of the most unexpected of the entire tournament. After 9 years as Liverpool captain and winning everything there was to win at club level, he made the controversial move to Al Ettifaq in Saudi Arabia. It backfired. He came back to Europe and joined Ajax. Limited game time. England stopped calling, and then Thomas Tuchel walked in as the New England manager and immediately recalled him. Henderson at 35 is now going to his 4th World Cup, becoming only the 2nd England player in history to achieve that, matching Sir Bobby Charlton. Tuchel has been open about why he wants him: leadership, experience, a player who has lived through the biggest moments. England have reached 2 World Cup semi-finals and 2 European Championship finals in recent years. Henderson has been in the dressing room for every single one of them. That is not a coincidence. At a World Cup where knockout pressure will define everything, having a player who knows exactly how to handle that environment could be the difference between glory and going home early. That is why Jordan Henderson is the most fascinating forgotten footballer at the 2026 World Cup. 11 names, 11 stories, 11 players the world had quietly moved on from, and every single one of them will be on that pitch in North America this summer, proving that in football it is never over until it is over. Which of these comebacks are you most excited to see? Drop it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video like this from us. Catch you in the next one.